Welcome to the stream, VOD viewers. Like always, I'm going to be waiting for viewers. So if you like, skip ahead to when I actually start doing things. If not, whatever. It's your life. Don't have control over how you watch this. If you are actually watching this VOD, you are probably the only one. So thank you. Controller's not working. There we go. I think I'll do the headphones for this one. Probably should have set this up before I started the stream. Where's my stream manager? Okay. Just tabbing out. Just got some bots in chat. Nothing. There's always so many bots. At least it doesn't usually count them as viewers. Let's look at the preview. My preview monitor looks terrible. I cannot judge accurately what the hell this stream might look like for other people. I'll just go full brightness just to be safe. Rest of this should be fine. Before anybody says anything, the motion blur in this game looks perfectly fine. I admit sometimes motion blur is fucking terrible, but it's great in this game. Haven't had any problems with it, so I'm leaving that on. Generally, I think motion blur looks better at 60 frames per second. At least when it's a high quality implementation. I've seen some really, really bad attempts at motion blur before. At some point, I'd like to have some kind of weight screen set up while I'm waiting for people to join the stream. I think that'd be a little more visually interesting than just waiting at a menu or on my desktop. This is... Do I just entirely misunderstand the point of borderless? I figured borderless would be useful for if I didn't want to tab out, since it messes with the game capture. But doesn't seem to function the way I thought it did. Definitely functions that way in some games. Or maybe I'm just thinking of something else. I don't know. For as computer smart as I am pretty dumb on a lot of things. There's so much to know about software. Guess I'll go in. Is this too loud? This might be too loud. Let's see how I have 0 souls. It's because I had a really bad day yesterday. And I made absolutely no progress. In fact, losing about 8,000 souls, which is still pretty early in the game. 8,000 souls still kind of matters. I think. I'm not sure how souls compare to Blood Echoes. Lost 5 million Blood Echoes in Bloodborne once, and that wasn't fun. Oh man, it's been 10 minutes. I guess I'll just start. If anyone decides to join me, then fine. I guess I'm going down here. I really don't know what else to do. My life is fucked. And it was implied that I have to go down here to cure this curse. If anyone's wondering, I'm streaming at 720p today because I realized there are probably people who wouldn't be able to watch my stream at full resolution, and I don't have stream options, resolution options, so I figured a lower resolution stream would be a bit more viewable to more people. I wasn't streaming at 1080, I was streaming at 900, but still relatively high. I know not everyone can not everyone has the internet to watch that. Oh, fuck you. I hate that attack. These... These ghosts are just the worst. Avoid. I like how some of the attacks just always miss them for no apparent reason. These things are really sketchy. Also, the range makes no sense. It's like always different. Well, I keep building up souls upon this retrieval. If I keep dying the way I've been dying, I'll be back at what I lost. Until I lose it again. Oh. It's more than I was expecting. These ghosts just give no shits about walls, huh? Nope. This is so sketchy. I really don't like this area. I just want this goddamn shortcut already. Oh wait, no, this is probably a shortcut for lower levels or something, or higher levels. They'll attack at once and insta-kill me. And every single time it happens the same way. Or I get hugged. Hi. I figured you'd show up just so I don't feel like shit. I would ask how you're doing, but I know you've had better days. As an aside, I suck at Dark Souls. So do I. If you saw the stream yesterday, I was actually stuck here in this spot for a full hour with not advancing, just dying to this pile of shit right here over and over and over again. These ghosts, this cluster of nope. I'm pretty bad at Dark Souls, but I did manage to beat Bloodborne, and I beat Dark Souls 3. I got into Dark Souls really late. Like, I never played this game. I played Demon Souls. The swinging twice thing does not work well on these guys. Or these girls. I don't... they're ghosts. I guess it doesn't really matter. Because their attacks are too unpredictable. Sometimes I can't even get one attack off on them. Seems like they have 3 different attacks. And if I'm already committed to an attack and they decide to use the hug thing, I'm done. Also, their attack speed is higher than my. Hey, W. That hug is the worst. I think that's this room cleared. You're making progress at least. This is the most progress I've made in like the last 3 hours of playing this game. Like, I have died over and over and over again to these things. All I'm trying to do is get uncursed. I don't even know if I'm going to the right place for it. Because I do not like having half my health bar. It's making the game so much harder. That's bait. Fuck that. That note's gonna be like, oh, fuck you. Yeah, we tricked you. It's what those notes always say. That's a different one. Looks like you found the boss room. You would think, but in Dark Souls 1, that is not always the case. These fog gates are fucking everywhere, and only half of them are boss rooms. It is standardized in later Souls games, but in this game, it's just it's not always a boss room, and this one is not a boss room because I saw it from the outside. It's weird. Probably something nasty behind it too. There's more ghosts behind it. I can actually show you what that is. As I saw the area multiple times. It's that right there. Not a boss room. It's just a new section. In this game, sometimes the fog doors just separate sections of the area. The boss room fog gates are a lot more obvious. It really threw me off though, because I was the first time I saw a fog gate in this game, I was expecting a boss fight, and it wasn't one. It's just wait. Be wary of left. Haha. See, that's gonna knock you off, or it's gonna hug you. Okay. I was expecting something slightly worse here. Parrying dagger. Okay, here's the thing. I used to say I used to say pari. And so when I was playing Soul Calibur with my RL friends, one of which is a fucking asshole, he was wondering what I meant when I kept saying partying. And being the dick that he is, took him a long ass time to correct me to say parry. He was in the military, so he knew what parrying was because he learned how to do it like in close quarters combat. But yeah, that's just. I think I went 22 years of my life without realizing how that word's pronounced. So that thing's gonna shoot lightning at me. Cool. Enemies suck, but sometimes gravity is just the worst. I tapped the circle button. I didn't mean to do that. My finger slipped. A few streams ago, I had an actual, like, knowledgeable about Souls person watching the stream, and he explained a few things as I was playing, and I didn't get a chance to ask him about what the fuck that was. This happened a few times. I don't get it. Just a fucking explosion sound, and I suddenly got an extra Estus. I don't know if that's the game taking pity on me or what, but I still don't understand what that is. But now I have 11 Estus for some reason. It's happened a few times. It didn't happen when I was fighting the Capra Demon, which is when I really needed that because I was running out of Estus in that fight. And man, that Capra Demon fight, it was 2 hours of a 3-hour stream. I ended up isolating the entire fight and posting it as its own video, but I don't think anybody actually watched that because it was definitely more interesting than the rest of the stream. I think it killed me 10 times. Nope, nope. So that hug, that's a command grab. And it's functionally a fighting game command grab. I can't block it. And I'm basically done if it hits me. And the length of it varies. It's like when it comes to those ghosts, as long as you're in range, they'll hit you. Like the range of their attacks varies wildly, and it's really confusing. So it seems like if you move at the last minute, they can't. Oops, I fucked up. I didn't mean to trigger both of them. I gotta heal because one hug won't kill me, but it takes out almost all my life, so it would kill me at that like 75% life. There's just so many of them in this area. And the first one, you can't even see it attack you. They can stun lock you so bad. This would, I feel like this would be easier with a bow build. Just seems like it. Seems like range would be really good against these. Because they don't have much life or defense. There goes my souls again. See, like... And the attack that killed me there is unblockable, so it didn't even matter if I had my shield up. Like, one of them will stun lock you while you're blocking with an attack, and then the other one's going to use the hug and kill you. And you can't avoid it. It's such bullshit. I just do not have an effective strategy of dealing with these things. I made it past them once, but then I died like an idiot and stuck in the same place again. Knife fight. Yeah, that's what I do. The problem is, they don't go very far, and they return much faster than any other enemy in this game so far. The baiting strategy only works. It's only effective to a limited degree. And a problem is, the ones that are in the room, there's like 4 of them, and they all trigger, they all aggro at the same time, and they all de-aggro at the same time. I think the only way I could individually bait them is by using a throwing knife or something. Which is a strategy that's worked in in both Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 a few times for me. I always that hug attack. I hate it. Yeah, they definitely have 3 attacks. Yeah, their attack speed's better than mine. Like, the strategy right here is this one actually comes out before the other one. So you just take care of this one first. And then go for this one. So, with the Falchion, one thing I've noticed is this attack gets knocked off walls way more often than this attack. So when there's not a lot of room, the strong attack is better to use. It's better to use the strong attack because it only occasionally like gets knocked off the wall if you're like directly aiming at a wall. If you're not, it usually doesn't. Well, this one's a lot less I'm a lot less sure about that one. That's relevant in this hallway right here. Oh. I don't even know if I can parry these things. They attack too fast. I don't even think I can react to it. Oh! Somehow triggered 2 of them. Nope. I got stuck. I don't even know what I was trying there. That was dumb. So they're ghosts, and they can go through walls, but they can't go through you. Seems a bit sketch. Every time I see the Firekeeper, I want to have something to give to her, but I need to like make progress and find more Estus things. You know, thinking about it, her being a firekeeper is probably like a big, like spoiler that is kind of ruined for me by Demon Souls or Dark Souls 3, since the firekeepers are such a prominent thing in that game. And she hasn't been called a firekeeper yet, but she is definitely a firekeeper. Fuck you. Nope. It's so hard of just avoiding these things getting a hit in. Oh, he hasn't. They haven't said anything, but it looks like Amash has joined us as well. Oops. Fuck that up. Oh no. No. Do not want. Oh man, I'm probably gonna have to repair my sword pretty soon. It's been a while. Oh. Yeah, it's got a while. I got this sword as a drop from the skeletons. Oh, I already triggered them. Duh. It's basically a pirate sword. It's cool. Better than the sword I started with, but it's the same class of weapons, so that was nice. The dumb thing about these swords is that you can't kick. Oh, I'm dead. Isn't that fun? This is going pretty much the same as yesterday's stream. Except I made it slightly further and it was immediately nullified. Give me a moment, please. Alright, I'm back. Could run past them, but you know, fuck it, might as well try. I don't really have anything to lose at this point. I feel like since they follow, they can go through walls. It might be a bit harder to lose them while running than most enemies, but they also don't chase you that far, so maybe it wouldn't be a problem. Wow. Their range is just crazy. They have amazing range and crazy tracking. I was running. You know, it's actually a interesting detail that my character model has a bolt pouch. Do I even have any bolts? I do. Huh. And they're equipped. That's probably why it's there. That's cool. Unfortunately, it's only 3 bolts, and it wouldn't really be too useful against these ghosts. If I had more... Can't run past that one. Running is not an option. It's worth a try. Hi. I mean, I know she can't speak, but she could at least say something. Whoa! That happened again. It's always so loud and surprising. If anyone is wondering, this game, obviously, most PC games have Xbox button prompts by default. I am using a PlayStation controller, so that sometimes causes confusion. So I have to just guess which button corresponds to which PlayStation button. I've never owned an Xbox, so I don't have much. I don't really know which button is like which spot, as I just have no experience with Xbox buttons. I guess they're the same as Dreamcast buttons, but I mean, I had a Dreamcast a long time ago. I still have one, but like, it was a long time ago that it was my primary console. I never even had that many Dreamcast games, to be honest. How much do you think Dreamcast go for? No, I have no idea. The one I have currently, I bought at a flea market for 20 bucks. The battery's dead, so it can't keep system time anymore. I have no idea what they go for. When I was a teenager, we had a house fire, so I lost all my old consoles that I had, including my Dreamcast. So basically, yeah, everything that I have is from 2002 to now. I lost everything prior to 2002. Because that was the year it happened. It happened on my birthday too. I don't even know what my birthday present was going to be because it was lost in the fire along with everything else. My parents ended up getting me a Game Boy Advance because I lost all my other video game systems. Some discs survived, though none of the systems did. I've claimed in the past that I lost my Super Nintendo and my Super Nintendo games in that house fire, and my memory is just so bad that I honestly thought I did, but I remembered that I in fact did not because I fucking sold them before the house fire happened, and it was a bad idea on my part, but it did spare those games from being lost in a fire. I had some really good games too. I'd like to say I wish I still had them, but I will if I didn't sell them, I still wouldn't have them because the house fire would have destroyed them. There was so much good stuff that I had. That's impossible to find now. You could all the games I had, add their value up together now, it'd be in the thousands. And it's not like they were cheap then. A lot of those games were $60 to $80. My parents got them for me. Until I only got 1 or 2 games a year. These fucking cartridge games were expensive as hell. At least the PlayStation games were cheaper when we got a PlayStation. My memory's so bad I can't remember what my first games were. I know our Super Nintendo came with Mario World, and I think they also got Mortal Kombat 2 the same day. I don't know if we had anything else like. I think it was just those two for a while. I was like 8. I don't know why my parents bought me Mortal Kombat 2. To be honest, I didn't know what. I don't think I knew what Mortal Kombat was until that game. Just fuck my life. That was the last one, too. I think there was a drop. I don't even know what that was. I didn't think these things dropped anything. Ah. I had to step away to shower. You have no idea how many times I have died to these fucking things. That last time was my fault. I don't think any of my other weapons would help. I don't have enough bolts to do ranged attacks. I only have a few bolts. I don't have a bow. I only have crossbows. I don't think any of my other weapons would be that useful. This is my strongest weapon that I can use. It has 106. My starting weapon is 96. It has the same attack animations. It's just Falchion is stronger. Plus, I have upgraded it a bit. Can't hold most of these other swords. Oh, I actually got that. Cool. I think I have a spear, but I can't hold it. Totally biased towards spears. I don't have strength. This is a dexterity build. I don't have much strength. Oh, I can hold the spear now. I don't think it would help much, to be honest. But a big problem is I don't think my stats are very well suited to it. Oh, the original PC release. So, big reason why I haven't played this game in all these years is because I had the original PC release, and it did not run on my old, what was it? My old PC, my store-bought FX, AMD FX processor, Bulldozer, my old Bulldozer PC. The game worked, but it did not run very well. To be fair, OG Dark Souls PC port doesn't like any PC. You would be right, since this is a Ryzen build, and this Ryzen CPU fucking can just it can just like run anything no problem, just from sheer power. And it still doesn't run that game well. I get a more consistent frame rate, but it's still all over the place. Well, this remastered version at least has a perfectly solid 60 frames per second with no drops. Streaming 2 eats up performance. Not a problem with this since this is a Ryzen 2700X. It has a lot of performance to spare. This game barely uses the CPU cores. The problem, I think I think the big problem with the old version of Dark Souls is it's like only optimized for single core performance. And on the old FX CPUs, those things have really pathetic single core performance. They rely on multi-threading. The Ryzen CPUs at least have much better single core performance. I mean, it's still multi-threaded. This CPU I'm using has 16 threads. But it is clocked at 4 gigahertz per core. I'm just gonna try the spear, see if I have any different results. A big problem is I'm not gonna be doing as much damage because of my class. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the spear two-handed though because I need a guard. These things will destroy me if I can't guard. See that range? Their range is still longer than my range with this spear. I can use my primary sword two-handed, and it does a lot more damage, but I still wouldn't use it against these things that way. Yeah, these results aren't much different than my sword. This gives me slightly better range, but they still have longer range than I do, which is still the big problem. I guess this might be more useful in the corridor. But it does so much less damage because of the scaling. Oh, this thing has me fat rolling too. I have found so many... I feel like I haven't made that much progress, but I have found so many weapons already. Holy crap. I almost wish I started with a different build so I could use the Schweihander. Or, well, try them out, ain't got nothing to lose. I can't use most of these weapons. Like, most of them I can't even hold. Or I can hold, but I can't attack with. Oops. I'd feel better about this spear strategy if I could attack them from a range they can't attack me from, but they still have longer range than me, so that makes this a bit iffy. Like, look at that. I knew that one was coming too, and I reacted to it before it attacked, and it still hit me. Where did she even go? I should point out I'm a very aggressive player. Being very aggressive seems to just not work too well in these games. Look at that! I couldn't hit them, but they could hit me. The only advantage the spear is giving me right now is not having to worry about knocking against these walls. Oh. In Bloodborne, I'm very aggressive, but it's hard to be aggressive in this game. It doesn't really reward it. In fact, I think it's more like this game punishes you for being too aggressive. Bloodborne, you at least get all your life back if you take a hit and then attack like crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna switch back for this because this is just not killing these things fast enough. And I'm about to have 4 of them all at once. Oh, not the Scimitar. Schmiter? I don't know how that's pronounced. Falchion. The Falchion has just served me the best so far. Though this, you prefer spears, but you're an aggressive player. I feel like spears are designed to be defensive weapons, while the Falchion is a very aggressive weapon. In fact, you can't even kick shields with it in this game. It just gives you... Oh, there's one more. Pole arms for life. Instead of kicking shields, it gives me whatever the fuck this is. This is completely useless. It throws me off every time. I don't know what that is. I backflipped off a cliff once because of it. I'd like to just be able to kick shields instead of whatever that is. Oh. Rapiers have a backing off thing too. But yeah, you're using a shield, but I tend to not like them in Dark/Demon Souls. Honestly, don't know how I would play this game without a shield. Though it's a, I'm using it a certain way in this area, but It's not like a shield, it's a parrying shield. I just can't parry these attacks, so I'm using it as a shield right now. But my primary use of this thing has been parrying and riposting. Why can't every weapon just do this? Look how useful that is. It's hard to actually consistently do it, but if I could just do that with my main weapon. But yeah, I mostly use this thing for this. It's not actually very good as a shield. It's better than the one I was using before, slightly. The leather shield. But I don't really... I used the wooden shield for a little while, but the little parrying shields I just like more. This area, if I didn't have a shield, this area would be a disaster. Because I definitely can't react to every attack they do. Some of their attacks are just unreactable, they're so fast. And their range is stupid. I don't really think I want to fuck with that. Because, you know, lightning makes me think it's just going to one-shot me. Oh! I don't. It can't lighten me through walls, at least. Famous last words? Yeah. No, thankfully it didn't actually do that. It's gonna be a fucking another thing over here, I bet. Transient curse. Oh, that's more of that. So yeah, you can, if you're not cursed, you can't fight these things. They, so you have to use transient curses to fight them if you're not cursed. Thankfully, I happen to be cursed right now, so I can't actually do damage to them. But the only reason I'm here is to try to cure my curse. Yeah, this one's not a boss. Only about half of them are. Well, yeah, no, there's not a boss here. There is a lady up there, though I already saw her from over there. where that goes. Large soul. I haven't actually used any of those portable souls. Shortcut! It's more like it. I've actually made progress. Happy day. Oh, I'm gonna make sure that's a shortcut. Might not be. I don't even know where this is. Maybe not? I don't even know where this is. I mean, I know where it is, but I don't know how I could possibly get here again. There's a ghost there. I fucking hate these things so much. And that wasn't a shortcut. 'Cause I don't know how I could get up there. I don't even know how we were supposed to deal with that situation. Oh. This area is just fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you over and over again. I'm gonna check again that I do not think that was an actual shortcut. It went somewhere, but I don't know where it went. I mean, I know where that spot was. I just don't know what the relevance of kicking the ladder down was. We got a halberd user there. A halberd and a big shield. It's exciting. The fun you like pole arms, Sophia, if you're still there. I'm sure you're well aware how useless historically halberds were. Nobody ever used them. Nobody ever liked them. They're just bad axes and bad shield, or bad axes and bad spears. Not they just do both. They perform both tasks worse than the original weapons. They were primarily a cheap way of fighting horses, a very cheap way, since apparently almost nobody enjoyed using the things. They looked cool, yeah. That's why they're popular in fiction. They're used way more in fiction than they ever were in real life. Like, counterweight weapons always look pretty cool, but they were never terribly historic. I guess they existed. They're just not commonly used. Hey, it is a shortcut. I thought I was fucked there. I can just roll off. They could be produced in mass amounts or useful for infrastructure source they were. Because of that. Yeah, that makes sense. There is this I don't know, this idea in the public consciousness. There are cooler pole arms than the halberd. The halberd's only cool visually and then maybe conceptually, but in practice, I think almost all other pole arms are more useful. And the halberd's, I guess it's a pole arm, but it's more of a counterweight weapon, right? Because there's a lot of other counterweight weapons that could be considered halberds that aren't exactly pole arms, right? The quarterstaff is the coolest pole weapon, yeah, obviously. Because, I mean, not only does it look cool to use, but it requires advanced martial arts knowledge to use effectively. I mean, you can hit stuff with a quarterstaff, but as long as you don't make the mistake of holding in the middle. I mean, I think just holding a quarterstaff correctly, I think requires a decent training. I feel like the skill level on that thing is higher than most weapons. It's just a stick, but I feel like it takes some knowledge to turn a stick into a powerful weapon. Has used a quarterstaff before. I've never used a quarterstaff before. The only weapon I'm familiar with is one of the most useless weapons, the nunchaku, which historically was never used as a weapon. So it was invented as a curiosity and was only ever used as a curiosity in most of its history. Its history is so poorly understood that people aren't even sure when the nunchaku was invented. But yeah, I've never really used a quarterstaff. I've only used nunchaku. If I had a sweeping weapon. Yeah, I know how quarterstaffs work. I've seen them used in many different ways. They're cool. I mean, I grew up with the Ninja Turtles, and Donatello used the quarterstaff. That's how I got introduced to it. That was a bow staff, but I'm pretty sure it's effectively the same thing, right? That was just me losing my place on the D-pad or on the buttons. Yeah. Your advanced knowledge of the quarterstaff is pretty dope. I know I have general knowledge of many things, but I don't have a lot of advanced knowledge of most things. Like, I know a lot about a lot of weapons, but I definitely have knowledge gaps. I probably know more about nunchaku than most weapons because I have. Hey, that's my. You can't say that. That's my line. No fair. I've been saying that for years. I remember everything that's not really important. Yeah, me too. That's sort of my problem. I am quite literally a walking encyclopedia of useless knowledge. Unless you have interest in things. Like, I could just turn these streams into me spouting off about things that I know. Useless things. I mean, it isn't important. Most of these things have no value in our actual lives. Like how many people need to know that nunchucks are not a historical weapon that was used in combat? Most people just assume it's one of those ancient Asian weapons that has been around forever when it's a modern invention that was at best at the earliest used in like the streets of some Japanese port town in the late 1800s. One type of polearm I like is the Guandao. Gwendao. Never used one though. I'm not even sure what that is. Kind of curious if there's something over there. It's basically a sword with a stick. So it's like a counterweight weapon. Is that a thing, or is that just something my brain made up? It might be a thing my brain made up. When I was like a kid, I thought it's kind of a polearm. It's a variation on the halberd concept. But I thought the Japanese Zanbato was just the coolest goddamn sword I've ever seen in my life. And I think any kid like that sees that sword for the first time thinks it is too. It's not even a sword technically, but it realistically nobody could really use that thing. It wasn't even used in Japan. It was made, but and not what you were talking about. It just what you said reminded me of Zanbatos, the big ass big ass horse killing swords. You know, it's a long stick with a huge slab of metal attached to it. There's like almost nothing to it. It's just literally... Oh, wrong way. I'm gonna see what that is. It's Oh my god. It was used by Sonenosuke, or... Was it Sonenosuke? One of the characters in Rurouni Kenshin. That's the only reason I knew about it. He only used it in the initial... his initial introduction. When I was like 13, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Actually, it's not simply a horse slaying weapon. It is a weapon designed to slay a horse as well as its rider, all at once in a single slash. But yeah, it literally means horse slaying weapon, but it's designed to slay the horse and the rider in one blow. Historically, they were actually made, but I don't think there's a lot of evidence of them being used. It's because I don't think there are many people who could have actually used them. It's a very large, heavy weapon. That's true of heavy weapons in general. I mean, there are some shockingly heavy weapons that were used effectively. Like, Claymore was a very successful sword, despite being very, very large for a greatsword. These things too. Where is it? There's Vyanders. Just looking at these things, I can't imagine how somebody could have used it, but they were apparently used quite a lot. I mean, look at that. Like, people actually use these fucking things. They were quite popular. Claymores were too, but those were a little smaller. Some weapons is just crazy, like, I don't even know what... That's a staircase. I have myself turned around. I think generally the smaller, like, straight swords and medium-sized broadswords were the most popular weapons in, like, the Middle Ages and antiquity. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I should probably go back to the beaten path. Back ahead. It's kind of weird because I am massively a pacifist, like a complete pacifist. I disagree with almost all forms of violence except for non-lethal self-defense. But I have a huge, bizarre fascination with weapons of all kinds, like traditional weapons, modern weapons, pretty much anything. I have a strange desire to have encyclopedic knowledge of them. I've never really understood it. Well, time to progress. That's actually probably why I like Gundam so much. There's so much like parallel with mobile suits and like what. It's not anime. It's not. It's not an anime. Man, really fucking everyone knows that song, huh? People try to convince me that show was bad, but then I watched it and it was amazing. I'm wondering if I should jump off or go this way. I bet there's something over there. Double Zeta is love or hate, but it gets better near the end. I understand why people dislike it, but the first half is a bit of a whiplash from Z. That's what I was saying. That's why people dislike it. The first half is really goofy, but I feel like that's not the enough reason for people to hate it as much as they did, because, man, people really hated it. It's not like, it's not a never has been Gundam Seed Destiny bad. It's just, it just started off really goofy. But it was goofy, but it was still Gundam. Like, I don't know if they would have been able to continue with the same mood that Zeta ended with. That would have just been the most painful show to watch. It definitely needed something lighter after that, because the end of Zeta Gundam is just borderline apocalyptic. It's almost the more subtly sci-fi version of Evangelion. I mean, you had a massive astral collision at the end between two large fucking, between two large like space stations, and then all the main characters died except two, and one of them lost themselves. Yeah, the start, if Double Zeta was just a straight sequel to Zeta, it would have been, Zeta ended so depressingly. The intro, the start of the proposed sequel would be so depressing still. Well, what are you going to do? Have Camille in a wheelchair hanging around the Argama? Nobody wants that. Maybe after a few episodes he starts saying a few words. Like when Camille shows up in Oh, well, I'm dead. Oh, why? There were a bunch of them. I don't even know. Oh my god, I didn't even see them. They came out of nowhere. I still haven't hit a bonfire there, by the way. This game is really conservative with its bonfires. I was gonna say, you know, what's really weird is how just all the characters disappear, but no, they didn't disappear. Most of them are dead, and the few surviving characters kind of have an excuse for not being in Double Zeta. Camille's fucked, and somebody's got to take care of him. And then Haman. Haman was there from the start, right? I'm trying to remember. It was my last watch of Double Zeta. Wasn't that? It was only a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago. I know they mostly focus on Yazan and the guy that piloted the Hama Hama. But not at, she was there kind of early in Double Zeta, but not at the start. Yeah. I think it was mostly Yazan in the beginning, and oh, you know, that's maybe that's why people hate Double Zeta. They turned Yazan was pretty cool in Zeta, and they turned him into a fucking joke in the start, and didn't know what to do with him, and just got rid of him. He didn't even die; he just disappeared. Yeah, there's a few weird things like that, like Yazan's just like slapstick comedy relief, and then he disappears when the show gets a little more serious, even though he's perfectly capable of being a serious character since he already was one. I mean, he's Space Joker. They kind of go through a lot of... They go through a lot of Neo Zeon characters in like those first 20 episodes. And some of them come back with completely different personalities when the show gets more serious. Like the character shift with Glemmy. And they realized they weren't using Char. They had to... Well, I guess we'll just bring Glemmy back. Because Char was definitely supposed to be in that show. He was in the opening. But of all the characters, they decided of all the Neo Zeon characters they could have brought back to make primary villains, they decided Glemmy was the way to go. I guess he had blonde hair, he could just be a Char. Oh, it's that one. Well, I'll just run past it. Glebby Toto is kind of a questionable character, but look at these. Are they going after me? They are. But his mobile suit was pretty sweet. It's basically looked like a Neo Zeon Zeta Gundam. I can't remember what it's called. They even mass-produced that thing. You know, like almost every faction up until Double Zeta Gundam was really conservative about mass-producing mobile suits. They always had to take like these super crazy prototypes and make them these really simple, cheap mobile suits. And then Neo Zeon comes in, creates all these crazy insane prototype mobile suits that are like as strong as Gundams, and then they just mass-produce them as is and don't give a shit. Baowu, the Baowu. They mass-produced the Baowu, they mass-produced the Doben Wolf, they mass-produced the Zaku 3. Like, they go crazy. And those were all like crazy high-end mobile suits. I mean, they even mass-produced the freaking Cubile, of all things. And they had them mass-produce new types just for that, too. I guess that was just more Glemmy's thing. His creepy little girl army. Who knows how he hid that from Haman? The thing with Glemmy is so weird. Like, I'm trying to imagine that scenario with Char. Oh my god! I hate these things so much. The enemy variety in this area is not great. I'll be honest. If you'll give me a moment, I need to get some water. I'll be right back in a minute. I'm back. Yeah, there's certain topics I could just rant on and on about. Gundam's definitely one of them. Thank you. These ghost ladies are driving me insane. Like, this area specifically, I really don't know how people who don't use shields would get through this. There's not even any, like, room to dodge in a lot of these ruins. Plus, dodging tends to just throw you into the water. Huh. I'm just thinking. Elden Ring is probably going to have swimming in it. And if the gameplay is more similar to like Dark Souls, and it's going to be really weird having something that is a FromSoft Dark Souls game but with swimming. I really want to see that game. I wish they'd show it. I'm just really curious of what From Software's idea of an open world RPG is. Because it's surely not the same as, well, what most people would think. Since, you know, their whole idea of what an action RPG is kind of changed action RPGs forever. It's pretty rare that you even encounter an action RPG now that's not been inspired by or influenced by Demon's Souls or Dark Souls in some way. Some more obviously than others. Well, at least this is right here. Maybe I just run. Be wary of dangers. Oh, God. Oh, no. There's so many of them. There are just so many of them. I still don't know if I'm going to the right place. All I want to do is cure my goddamn curse. I'm starting to think I'm taking on this area earlier than I should. But I need to go to New Londo to cure my curse, and this place is called New Londo Ruins, and I've never seen any other place called New Londo, so it must be here. I have so many of these transient curses now, but they're kind of useless to me since I'm real cursed. And I'd rather not be. Being cursed in this game is such a bummer. It is like the most annoying status element I've ever seen in any game because it's like permanent unless you go to a very specific place to cure it. No shit's given. Oops. Now she cares. Oh! This is harrowing.
Kid.
No, because I never have any souls when I come back here lately. Remember when I was fighting that horrifying dragon? That was sure something. And then it cursed me. And then it's just been this since that happened. Don't even want to fight that fucking dragon again. The gaping dragon. It even sounds gross. I think I was fighting it way too early though, because I was doing almost no damage. And it one-shot me. One-shot me and cursed me. Yeah, that dragon was a bit much. Yep. Certainly was. I really don't feel like losing my souls right now. I have to go all the way around. Still took a hit. They're coming out the walls. Oh no. I made a mistake. Look how many. I don't know how you're supposed to fight these. It's impossible to fight them in these hallways. Yeah, I got a ring. That's not very useful to me right now. I'm cursed. This would have been useful to me before I was cursed. Yeah. It doesn't do much for me right now. Though I didn't notice I had this. I feel like this defense ring hasn't done much for me. Got a fancy soul. So much humanity. I feel like using humanity would be wasted right now since I'm cursed. It's weird, that guy's not always there. I really don't know how I should be approaching this. Hollowed. Look at my hollow face. Oops. Did not mean. I'm actually, you know, I'm starting to question this mechanism. How could I press on the bottom of the elevator? And how does that make the chains move? I don't know if that's mechanically sound. And he's got a big sword. I don't even know how many times I've done this run back. I've died here way more than any other area in this game. I didn't die this much on the Capra Demon. Ugh. You see that tracking? If I try to fight these like normal enemies, I die. If I try to rush through, I die. I really don't know how. Whether it's defensively or aggressively, it almost ends the same way each time. I just really don't know how I should be doing this. It really feels like this area wants you to run through it because dealing with those things is almost impossible because of the way they attack you. I don't even know where I'm going. I just wish I wasn't cursed. Like... Like, I'm only putting myself through this because I'm cursed. Having half my life bar sucks so much. My other Souls games have things that cut your life like this, but they're very easy to fix. Usually just beating bosses, for instance, fixes that. Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3 basically works the same way. Dark Souls 3, you just need to be kindled to have your full life bar. And you don't even lose half your life in that scenario, you just lose like 25% of it. Demon Souls, you lose half your life, but once again, it's yeah, it seems like a lot. And I'm not even sure if what I'm doing to lose the curse is correct. You have to speak to an NPC, and they cure you of the curse. And I'm just guessing this is the place where the NPC is. I could be wrong, and maybe it might not be, but I'm not looking it up because I'm trying to do a blind run. You can buy an item to uncure yourself as well. Really? I didn't know that. Welcome back to the stream. I guess you were here. I just didn't notice you, or you didn't say anything. I did not see any such item when I looked through the vendors that I have access to, though. Well, this is dreadful. How is 10k souls? The gaping dragon cursed me. He one-shot me, and I also got cursed. And that was a few streams ago. I've been cursed since, and it's been very annoying. No, it was the... It wasn't it wasn't anything on the way to the dragon. It was the dragon himself. You know what? Maybe it was something on the way to the dragon. Maybe I didn't actually get back to him the last time. I can't remember. It was... My memory's not great. Well, something related to the the gaping dragon cursed me, even if it wasn't him. It was something on the way to him. I only fought him like twice. Yeah, I don't remember the gaping dragon being able to do it. Yeah, it might not have been him. It might have just been on the way to him. I honestly can't remember anymore. Oh, it was those stupid lizard things. Those awful, annoying little bastards. That's right. With the fake eyes. Basilisk, yeah, those things. I knew they could curse you from Dark Souls 3, but in Dark Souls 3, cursing just killed you. It didn't do anything that terrible. In this game, it's sadistic. Do you know what vendors sell that item? Because I don't think I've seen it at any of the vendors I've been to so far. I don't think it was at the guy in the undead place. I don't think it was at the lady in the inside the wall, like the sewer wall place. Oh, well, I haven't been back there since I defeated the gargoyles. It's not going to do me much good if I don't have anything to buy it with. Oh, those other weirdos are gone. Where's the elevator? Oh, there you are. No, that's not one of them. I'm so bad at navigating this place. I don't think it's here. Oh, it is here. Okay. I'll try going back to the gargoyle place then. Those gargoyles, by the way, I was expecting something more from that. It turned out to be a lot easier than I expected. Right in the balls. No, I didn't summon. I haven't summoned in this game at all yet. This is a Covenant thing, right? I'm afraid to do it. Physics. Oops, I'm pushing the wrong button. What if there were just more gargoyles? Is it this guy?
Greetings. Just in time.
Oh. He didn't let me do anything last time. I definitely encountered him. He just didn't let me do anything. $3,000. That's not that much. Oh, I guess he did let me because I joined his covenant. I guess I just didn't see it. Or I saw it and just don't remember. What's the most likely possibility? How much do I have? 400? How much does this give me? That's pretty good.
Greeting. Thou art welcome any time. It is only human.
Yo! Cool. I'm now cured. If only I knew. I wouldn't have had to waste all this time bashing my head against ghosts over and over again. Suffering. Means you can't hit the ghosts anymore, though. True. But I've killed so many ghosts that I have 16 of these things now. And I'm just plain sick of the ghosts now. I want to go somewhere else. These guys are nothing anymore. I don't remember if there's actually anything over here. Oh, it's that guy. I remember. This way. Did you beat the Gaping Dragon? No. It was very hard. I'm not even sure that I can. I was barely doing any damage to it. That's the recommended way, but yeah, it has a lot of health. Yeah, and it when I died to it, it one-shot me, which was unfortunate. And the run back to it was very, very annoying and long. and I probably don't have the best build for it. And I'm mostly a parry machine right now. And I don't think I can parry anything that thing does. Is that the first one of those I've gotten? Oh no, I've gotten a few. Humanity? How did I... That thing has never ever poisoned me. Well, there's the lady up here. Conveniently located. Hey, beautiful.
I have moss. Now dish up thick. Come again, if you please.
I just have to remember where the damn bonfire was. Was that a Covenant thing? Maybe I should switch Covenants. Covenants are weird in this. I'm not even sure if I really explored this place. Guess I have. Oh yeah. It was a little while ago that I did this place. I kind of stopped streaming for a few weeks. There's a hole. Guess the hole's supposed to go. I activated the bonfire down here. I just don't remember where it is. You know what's crazy? I'm not sure if I've actually been here. It's weird. This is the Gaping Dragon room. I think I always went a different way. Cool. That rat's living his best life. That rat vibing, yeah. Yeah, he knows what's up. Oh. I have been here. Just don't remember. I guess now I just find that where the damn bonfire is. This sewer's a bitch to navigate. Oh my god. I've been hit more by rats today than ever playing this game. I don't know what happened. Should have bought more of that stuff. Ah, humanity. Might as well pop her. That was close. I'm not in the habit of using humanities as healing items, but I was planning on gaining some at some point anyway. There it is. Don't know how I found this. Might as well. It's been a while since I've been human. It's weird that only... I don't know why Wade White shows up in here. It's weird. I'm trying to save these, but it's pretty close. What is that? Why does that happen? It's the third time it's happened during this stream. Just have an extra Estus now. I think it's the other way. Are those butcher dudes one-time enemies? Because don't think I've seen one since I killed him. That's what I thought. It's a mini boss. Yeah, that makes sense. This just puts me back to near the start. I can't remember. I guess where the rats were is a better way to go. I have to go through all those slimes. Let's keep going this way. Dogs are annoyingly agile. Nope. It'd be great if there's a way to the boss without going through these motherfuckers. And they definitely did this on purpose. I was wondering what these things were. It's people that were cursed, clearly. That's annoying. Humanity. For a mini boss, the butcher was really not that hard. Killed me once. Don't think he killed me again. I think I just... But there were 2 of them, right? Or was it just 1? I think there were 2. I distinctly remember killing it twice. The first time I had a much easier time than the second time. I'm lost AF. The Dark Souls 3 area where you fight these, parts of it look very similar to these sewers. Though I think it was just parts of it, not the whole area. Dark Souls 3 was my introduction to the basilisks, and they weren't quite as bad in that game. I should have seen this coming. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm not here for PvP. If I'm being invaded, I'm getting some defense. Jolly cooperation. I think it's is that a CPU? Or is he a real boy?
Aye, shall we meet? Well, that is a shame, but no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again.
Nice. Oh, that was I think that was just a regular encounter. Oh. This way? I honestly don't remember. I mostly summoned this guy for the invasion, but fuck it. Cut off its tail? Cool. I was aiming for the tail, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, boss time. Oh, you didn't see, Amash, you didn't see the gaping dragon, did you? It's quite a thing. He fucked me up. I fought him twice. Didn't go well. I have a friend this time. I didn't intend to bring him to this, but, you know, things happen. Yo! Well, I got invaded, and I just noticed there was a summoning sign, so I summoned to protect myself against the invader, because I don't have a good history of defending against invaders. And this jolly fellow helped me against the invader quite well. Well, he's not one-shotting me anymore. That's good. Are you serious? I want to start doing no damage. Oh, I'm already there. Well, my friend might distract him. Where is it? My backup weapon. Ooh, that was a big hit. Oh, that would have killed me. He's got armor. I don't think I have nearly the defense he does. And this, I know a little about Dark Souls lore. This thing is called a dragon, but dragons in Dark Souls are a very specific thing. And this does not look like that. This merely looks like something in the shape of a dragon. Something horrifying. Oh no. No, no. Whew. Dragons are like stone-scaled demigods in Dark Souls. This thing's pretty far from that. Maybe it's a reanimated dragon corpse. Kind of looks like it. I've only heard the name. I don't think I've ever actually heard anything about this. The lore of this monster. Well, that wasn't the most earned victory. Oh, Blighttown key. That's lovely. Everyone loves Blighttown. Well, yeah, I did it. I'd be more excited if I did it all by myself. But you see how much damage I was doing to that thing? I wasn't doing much. I had to hit it a lot. There. I did the thing. I owe a lot to my my jolly cooperator. I need to get my sword fixed. What did I get? Oh. So this fell out of its tail. That's interesting. Ugh. 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 Too heavy. Look at that damage, though. Dragon King Great Axe. This axe, one of the rare dragon weapons, is formed by the tail of the gaping dragon. Really? A distant, deformed descendant of the everlasting dragons. The axe is imbued with a mystical power to be released when held with both hands. So, it is a distant descendant of the dragons. Huh. You need like 34 strength for two-handed. Yeah, I figured it was something insane like that. Wow. It says 50. Oh, 50 would be for one-handed, I guess. Wow. 34 for two-handed. That's insane. If Guts ever used an axe, it'd look like this. Did I get anything else from that? I guess not. I don't have a build for a great axe anyway. Okay, so that summoning wasn't intentional. But I'm definitely going to try to avoid summoning for bosses in the future. I will summon against invaders, though, because I've had some bad times against invaders so far. Is there no other way to go here? Guess not. Maybe that big door that was locked. At least I made progress, as unearned as it was. I feel like fucking Goku right now. Yeah, I won, but it was without my own power, so what's the point?
Hi, Shemai. We meet.
I love his armor, but it's too heavy for me to use. Oh, I bet lightning would have been useful, since there's a guy here who sells lightning. That seems like a clue.
Well, that is a shame. Come back again. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us someday.
Oh yeah, it's plate tile. What an unnatural lighting transition. Try jumping. Probably be better than going through this place. I've heard about it for years. I guess I won't have any of the performance issues since my PC's pretty good. I heard even the original PC port ran this place pretty bad. Oh. Well, that's a lot of souls. Maybe I should have just held more bone back. Yeah. I wasn't even doing much against that one. It'd be great if I could find a route to this place, sans basilisks. Oh, maybe this is it. That's annoying. I don't think I can get back from there. This would probably kill me, right? Don't even want to try. I don't think this area helps me at all. There's gotta be a way down there avoiding the basilisk hole. Slimes are particularly annoying in this. No. There's no way down from here. I don't think there is. Humanity? Yeah. Going that way doesn't look good. The sewers are awful. I've beaten them and I still don't know a good way to get through them. Oh! Everything sucks. No! And I have a worse sword this time. If that doesn't help. Oh no! Just please don't. Fuck everything. Well, there goes all those souls and I'm cursed again. I no longer have much desire to continue tonight. That was awful. Despite the fact that I have made progress, I feel like I'm just back where I started. Yeah. It still requires me having 3,000 souls though. And I just lost like 30,000 souls. That I could have used to level up. Well, that was my Dark Souls stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I was Melody. You were awesome. Fuck this game. Have a good night.